Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Amrita Sharma, and I'm your host for the day. And we welcome to today's webinar on digitization, automation, and security, the key to scale easily and boost business continuity. Allow me to guide you a bit about the tool to ensure that you have an interactive experience during the webinar. Through the discussion, you can post your questions in the live Q&A panel, and it will be taken up by our experts during the Q&A pit stop. Today, we'll be covering the process of building, executing, and automating your organization's business processes with Pentech Cloud Collaboration 2.0, powered by Microsoft 365 and Azure, and how to keep remote employees productive while protecting company data with Microsoft 365 Enterprise Mobility and Security. We also request everyone to kindly submit their viewpoint for today's session through our feedback form. The link for the same will be pasted at the chat section shortly. We also have early bird food vouchers up for grab for the ones filling the feedback form as a thank you token. So we hence urge everyone to kindly submit their feedback post the session today. Now, let me introduce you to our speaker for the sessions today. We have with us Darren Lim, who is the Chief Technology Officer, and Samuel Tan, who is the Cloud Solution Architect from Pentech. Now, I would like to request Mr. Darren to start off the session for today. Darren, over to you. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Amrita. Thanks for joining the webinar today. With me, I have Samuel. Myself is Darren. So I'm the cloud. We are actually from the software and cloud team. So before I start, let me just try to take a couple of minutes to introduce our company and also what we're actually doing here. Pentech Solutions, we started our business since 2006. We are the total IT solution company in Malaysia. Today, we are providing the total IT solution to all the enterprise customers, such as like those from the SME, from government, or from manufacturing, right, or all types of industry that we have. Our product is enterprise product. We are carrying those like Microsoft products, Cisco, HP, Dell, and those products actually help the customer to actually improve their data center efficiency and productivity. In fact, Pentech today we have our office in Penang and in KL. We are providing the solutions to the customers among all the industry that we have right now. So the solution that we provide over here, we have an enterprise virtualization and hyperconverged solutions. We have actually the teams that actually provide the virtualization solution and hyperconverged solution to all the SME and the enterprise customers. We do have an enterprise networking solution, which is that we're providing the data security solutions. We're providing the Cisco solutions, managed services to all types of the networking solution that we have. We do have providing the enterprise hybrid cloud solutions. Today, there are many customers actually moving to the cloud, such as like they want to actually improve their data center efficiency and productivity. Of course, the most important thing is in terms of the ROI, the cost of the investment. So hybrid solution is one of the trends right now. Since for the last 3 years, there are many customers are running a hybrid solution, which is they have on-premises working with a cloud solution right now. And beside that, we have a team that's actually providing the business process automation and intelligence solution, which is I'm going to share with you more detail later on, how our basically the business process automation and intelligence solution help you to actually simplify your business process, whether it's from frontline or the back-end process, such as in the productions. Besides that, Pentech, we do providing the backup and DR solution to the cloud. We come across that many customers are like to looking for the DR solutions, and they're looking at the offsite data centers for meet their compliances in terms of the backup. So backup and DR solution is also one of our our core business right now, which is we actually helping the customer actually back up and DR to the cloud when it comes to a disaster recovery. And this is some of the recognition that we have right now. For information, since what we are starting with our business, we have been working with a lot of enterprise product principals such as Microsoft, Veeam, HP, Dell, VMware, Cisco, Lenovo, IBM. So this actually is our partner right now. So with a couple of years of the engagement and also the solution that we provide to the customers, we to get ourselves engineered to certify. Today, we actually come to the certain status of recognition. For information, we are Microsoft Gold partner. We are not only talk about the data centers, but we are Gold Power partner also in terms of the cloud platform or even the business productivity. Same with the HP or even the Dell and also the Veeam. So today, Pentech, we have our own infrastructure on the cloud to actually provide the customers what they call the hyper-converged solutions or even Azure Stack solution, which is to tell the customers how can actually improve or improve their efficiency and productivity in terms of hosting their applications or what they call the on-demand application that which is required for the business when they're running on the cloud. So this is actually the solution that we are actually helping the customer to moving right now. Today, we are not only talk about Malaysia itself. Today, we have a customer is actually from Southeast Asia, such as from Japan, Hong Kong, or even Singapore. So this is actually what we have right now over here. So what is our agenda today over here? So myself, I'm going to starting with the presenting the Pentech Cloud Collaboration 2.0. Right, this is will be my upcoming sections. All right. Then after that, I will going to pass the mic to the Samuel. Samuel going to share with you more towards to the EMS solutions, how the EMS solution can actually help you to protect your cloud data, and also your data leak protection, something like that. And also we have one of the section talk about the Veeam backup of 365 and about the Veeam backup and DL solutions also. So let me just continue with the actual presentation today. All right. Now, I'm sure some of you are joining our webinar in the office, or probably you are in the road right now or in the home, right? So what is the new business required right now? So we come across, before pandemic time, in 2017, there are many customers actually looking at, how can I improve my efficiency and productivity when I come across the customer or with your customers or with my employee itself. Because sometimes the employee actually need to actually visit the customers, and talk to the customers, but they need to share the information quickly. So there are many customers are looking at how do I able to share the information more quickly. And sometimes a lot of management will coming to us and say, we want to improve the employee collaboration and how we will increase their productivity. Such as like, they have, sometimes as for salespeople, they have so many things they would like to share. And they would like to report to the management quickly, or maybe they have something that they would like to submit for approval. So how do I going that, instead of keep on traveling back home, office, or customer place? So they are looking at solutions we actually can helping them for work with mobility, all right? And also, beside that, a lot of organizations right now, today, we are not talking about sharing, but we would like to track what happened to this document. If anybody make a changes on that, so how many revisions we have. So protecting the document and sharing and tracking the document is a must right now, whether it's a physical document or e-document. Of course, there are many customers right now, it's actually go for electronic document. Physically document, we can chop and sign and stuff like that, with writing down the date and stuff like that. But how can we achieve this by looking at tracking the documents online? So this is actually it's a new business requirement since last 3 to 4 years ago when the cloud in the world has been formed, and so that's why today we have pandemic. This is also one of the very important topic right now. We happen to see that since from last year pandemic started, the cloud business and also the business productivity that has been increased a lot. There's many customers are looking at from MNC or from local governments. They are looking at how do I actually improve the things. So with that, let me introduce to the Pentech Cloud Collaboration 2.0. Just to share a little bit on the history of this PCC 2.0. We're starting PCC 1.0 in 2017. We have been taking our R&D from 2016 from 2015 actually to 2016. We are working with the Microsoft. We found that there are many customers actually at that time. Microsoft is start to transform everybody to moving to the cloud. So we see the opportunity. We know that not only opportunity, we are looking at that. That this particular solutions really can help customers to really simplify or improve their productivity and efficiency. All right, and of course, the most important thing is the cost. So that's why PCC 1.0 we introduced in 2017. We are helping customers, a small scales of customer, mainly is SME and some of medium-sized organizations to improve their physically form approval to the digital form by using the M365. So with that, we actually found that there are many customers actually would like to transform, all right? And with that, we see customer really improve a lot in terms of productivity, all right, in efficiency on the making the approval or even trying to access the document online. So with that, we actually starting to actually convert it. In 2019, we start to improve our next version called Pentech Cloud Collaboration 2.0. So what is actually PCC? It's powered by Microsoft 365. It's a subscription plan that we work with a Microsoft 365 and we build our automation products, so-called the business automation approval product on top of Microsoft 365 and Azure. So with that, in 2019, we actually come up with a new platform. It's an enhancement from PCC 1.0. Then we have something which is forward from here, all right, called PCC 2.0. So what is this PCC 2.0? Of course, I'm sure some of you are actually using the Microsoft 365. I think you come across that we have this email. Everybody enjoy 50 gig. And for those of you who are not yet in Microsoft 365, yes, I think you come across that Microsoft provide the email, provide the OneDrive for business, all right, provide the Microsoft Teams, and of course, they do have others like those Word, Excel, desktop applications. Now, the most important thing I want to highlight over here is the business process automation. Microsoft do provide you the SharePoint and stuff like that. So with the collaboration with Pentech, working with Microsoft for since last 3 to 4 years, we actually help build, the business process forms and workflow on top of this platform itself. So whenever customer actually onboard PCC 2.0, they will immediately can easily transform their business process immediately by having the intranet where we have transforming their forms already template. They can easily just deploy and use it. And with some minor changes, they can actually improve the productivity by itself. Let me just go through slightly more detail on this. I'm sure that this is where you can see the outlook on the web. Microsoft 365 email. Some of you are using different, for those of you already using the Microsoft 365, I'm sure that some of you have a 50 gig of mailbox or 100 gig of mailbox. So this is what you have right now. And of course, for those of you already in M365, you enjoy this particular large mailbox, all right, with 100 gigs. And of course, the email itself, not talk about large mailbox. Microsoft 365 email, which is powered by Exchange Online, we're able to have this group sharing mailbox, shared mailbox. You can sync across all the devices in your mobile phone or even the tablets, anything that you have. So as a user, no matter where you are right now or what type of devices that you have right now, you have no worry because all the content is exactly the same on your email, all right? And the most important thing, they come together with email archiving. Sometimes you found that you have a large mailbox, but sometimes a lot of users' email is very important. They want to keep longest. Microsoft 365 do provide you the email archiving solution also. So with this, you don't need to worry about, every year you found that the user come to you, say that, I have limited of the mailbox storage. I need to convert to PSD. I need to download and stuff like that. You don't worry, have this kind of features. Like Sammy itself also, from last 3 years has been used more than.
Yeah, I think 20 GB.
20 GB, of course, it will be keep on because depends on the business and honor stuff like that, right? But some of you would like to keep more longer, I understanding. So that's why the email archiving is coming in. OneDrive for business. I'm sure that today our laptop is 512 gigs of hard disk space, and you have Microsoft OneDrive for business is one of the very important storage right now for most of the organization. All right, because they're giving every users 1 terabyte of storage. UK users can actually store their business file. Of course, it's up to the policy. You can store their personal file into the 1 terabyte of what they call the storage over here. And again, this 1 terabyte users is per user, it's not per organization. Whenever you buy the license for the what they call the user itself, you enjoy 1 terabyte storage for every user. So you can have apps to access, to sync out your local laptop device files to your cloud, or even you can easily access from your mobile phone also. That's why this is something like a portable storage, which is in a cloud that allow people to actually manage. And the good thing here is actually protect by ransomware. I'm sure some of you you come across that ransomware was from last couple of years is it's a hot topic right now. Even today, we have cybersecurity. So a lot of customers have found that, if my laptop has been affected by ransomware or even my mobile phone, all the file is encrypted. So what can I do? Did I need to go and pay for those hackers for the fees, to actually decrypt the file? Now, the good things over here is OneDrive for Business protect ransomware. Now, how does this actually work is actually whenever the file has been synced to the cloud, they have this versioning control. So if you come across that your file is actually being encrypted, you can just easily, you don't need to be panicked as an IT, you tell your user, don't panic, you're risking, fine. I can actually go to your OneDrive for Business. I can actually roll back to the previous version, back to the normal. And you can just reformat your whole laptop. Of course, your Windows might be what they call the encrypted already. So you don't worry. You just need to format and then you sync back all your OneDrive. And if a user want to continue their work, no problem. Just tell them, you go to the browsers, find any tablet, whatever, you can access your file. So this is one of the powerful things actually with the OneDrive for Business, the versioning control that can actually help you. Of course, the versioning control is not talk about ransomware, but sometimes the file, if there's any changes, you can actually roll back to the previous version. Collaboration, of course, is a must right now. Today, we don't send a large email file to your customer, your vendors. So collaboration is one of important right now. I can easily go to my OneDrive and share to the external customers. Today, we have one customer is a finance customer. They're providing finance and HR services to all the customers they have. They have close to 200 to 300 customers throughout the Southeast Asia or even in the Europe or US right now. So what they're doing here, we have been trying to tell customers the best practice is how do you work with your customer, their vendors, by using the OneDrive for Business. How do you collaborate with them with the latest update and easily for the tracking and versioning when there's any changes. So this is one of the very powerful right now, even that during this time, pandemic time is one of the best, or even the new normal, of course, from now, probably in the futures, right? Even the pandemic has been recovered, the virus has been go off, but I think this has also become one of the new normal right now. And data lake protection is a must. Of course, OneDrive for Business is for the users, but the most important thing is a lot of customers is concerned about all the data are storing in the cloud. I'm fine because Microsoft is providing you the 99.99 uptime and all these things, but data lake in terms of your employee might accidentally send the file to other customers or accidentally send the attachment to other customer. I'm sure you come across that, your boss might come to you or your business user might come to you, say, Darren, I have a pupil, actually send the wrong email attachment to the customers. What can I do right now? Because it has been leaked out already. Of course, if you record too late, then you can't work also. So this data lake protection is the must right now. So we need to have a proper policy to help you to protect that. That basically the Samuel will share with you in the next agenda, right? Now, another one is Microsoft Teams. I'm sure that is also one of very powerful feature right now, which is you can actually work with internally, externally. You can chat anywhere. You can work with your vendors, your customers. You can actually bring all your productivity tools into the single platform by using the Microsoft Teams, all right? So you can actually securely and share the file through the Microsoft Teams and communication. This is also one of the very important tools right now for everybody when they actually work anywhere, any places in the business, all right? Now, the next thing I'd like to share with you is actually one of the our PCC core product right now, business process automation. Now, what we're doing here is actually, you see, a lot of people would like to go into the cloud. Okay, they found that, email is good, OneDrive for Business, Microsoft Teams can really help me to actually improve all my organization productivity. Now, what is the next thing, We always come across customers like to share with us, Darren, I have this approval. Nowadays, people are actually working from home. I need to get my approval for the boss to sign job and stuff like that because his business is still ongoing. So how can I achieve that? And sometimes we meet up few CEO also, they're telling me, Darren, I would like to actually have a place for me to actually host all the latest update information and document. Yeah, we do have a classic internet, but it was maintained by those open source and hire the developer and all these things. So it's very troublesome, right? So today, with PCC 2.0, we have a template for you, a ready intranet template. It's a modern look, all right? It's very class enterprise based, and we can easily it tell all the people this is where the information we're going to be shared or all the announcement to be here. So the user can easily, there's any announcement from top management or from other department, I can easily just access by through a mobile phone with some alert or notification. So with this, we can easily, no need to always use the email to blast, today we have what announcement, what things coming in next week, what are the training ongoing. You don't need to have that. So with this loop, of the modern intranet, you can connect all the people and stay informed all the news from all the teams. All right. And of course, important thing is we need to actually encourage people who come to this modern intranet over here to for corporate information. So with that, also we are trying to build in some of the features such as like, for example, you allow people to submit their ideas. We encourage them by coming to the portal to submit information, to post their information so that people can actually work more closely. It's just like become one of the, the intranet you can actually share across among all the people. Not only that, with that, you can also share with the external party. Lately, we have one customer is actually, they want to work very closely with their customers with report sharing, news sharing. So with that, also, we have come up with the external collaboration portal. They invite the customer to come to their place and we can share all the information across here. I no need to call you. And we tell all the people, we just update all the information from here and keep everybody alerts from the email or whatever, and they can just access all the information they have. All right. So corporate intranet, not talk about intranet itself, it's a modern loop, all right, and it's what they call the they call it what the mobile view, is it?
Yeah.
It's a mobile view. You can easily download the app. You can access the information from here. All right. So we have a ready template for you to roll out quickly when you sign up the PCC 2.0. Now, next, this is business process automation digital form. Today, we have a team with up to 7 to 8 people over here to actually build out the transformation form for the customers. Because many customers actually work from home, work from anywhere. Sometimes they actually they just have a mobile phone with data. They want to submit the claims and travel requests. Today, we have more than 30 of business apps for the finance, for the human, for the quality and production. Whenever people are signed up to PCC 2.0, we can help them to transform their business process to digital form and digital approval. As what I mentioned just now, working from home, the boss requires signatures. Now we don't need to have that. I can easily just use my mobile phone, log into the app with MEM 365 account. I can submit by taking the photo and I can easily just send. And my boss can actually, approve it whenever he is in a cafe or anywhere that he like it, all right? So with that, since 2017, we have been, deployed to more than 200 customers with close to, I would say that 500 forms that we have right now to deploy in customer place, because sometimes customers do have different types of forms. So we help them to deploy also. This is actually it's a quick and fast deployment. You don't need to hire somebody who are doing all the coding. All right. It's a low code and easily to deploy, and we can, onboard into a single platform. This is one of the good thing is I have come across one of the CEO told me, I just want to have a single platform to access all the resources and approval. I don't want to have so many apps that we have right now so that it make my job is very tedious. All right. That's why with this particular platform, with M365 that we are built on the Microsoft 365 by using what they call the Power Platform and the Flow, we're actually building out a lot of different types of forms to cater for different type of industry like manufacturing, constructions, logistics, and stuff like that, right? And the good thing here, you can access any devices, mobile that you have, right? So this is actually one of the things that we actually help a lot of customers to transform right now. And a lot of customers come across where the data going to store. Yeah, okay, I said to you, we actually utilize the SharePoint. SharePoint is one of the very powerful storage engine for you to store all the records over here. So with this particular SharePoint, sometimes with our with our PCC 2.0 form itself, we are integrate with the backend ERP and HR system. So we actually create a connector, all right, such as that. Some customers say, Darren, I have a forms, but I have a department list. But this department list is very dynamic. The approval also same thing. Can you actually link to my HR system or my ERP to looking at their organization structures? Then we link out back to the front end so that I can simplify the whole end-to-end process. I say, no problem. Provided your ERP or HR is able to be access all the resources, then we can see how we can be link up. Of course, it's not in the live. We'll see how we're going to make the connection on that, right? So we are providing end-to-end business process to improve the whole process of workflow to, so that you can minimize those kind of issue and, things can be easily tracked from here, all right? And the end, of course, with the forms that we have, with the data, we come across that since 2019, we have customers request. With all the data we have, can I have a dashboard? Yeah, this is where the things coming in. Pentech, from the apps that we built, to the customers throughout the end of the days, like a ticketing or even a claim, they like to know overall, which particular departments have the most claim. How much I claim I have the end of the days, so things like that. There are many customers say, I would like to have a tool, so you don't tell me you're going to use Excel, to doing all the manual tasks. I can tell you one thing over here with this Power BI platform. Again, it's running on M365, is part of the product on the PCC 2.0, all will be empowered by M365 and Azure. We have customers to actually building this dashboard, so that user can actually easily, I can able to know, like, for example, ticketing system dashboard over here. I can, in the left-hand side, I can select the case type, the task status, category, and you can see the whole dashboard will be showing here. And the good thing here is what a lot of, I can tell you, I think some of you are IT manager or some of your people over here, you can easily just take a mobile phone and just look at it, and it's all live. Of course, it's not a share market, it's so live, probably that it was some couple of hours of delay. So, but you can easily access the information that you have, so that you can actually from here, with the efficiency of the dashboard that you have, you can tell the management, you see, my IT is so busy, I'd like to, hire another manpower to actually support all these tickets. So you have the facts to prove and all these kind of things. So this is actually part of the process we are helping a customer to do. So it's an end-to-end solution that we have over here. So in a summary over here, what PCC 2.0, what we can actually helping here is, our objective is actually when we work with Microsoft to build out this PCC 2.0, the topic over here is, I want the apps or the things that we build is able to access anywhere.
Yeah.
You just need one mobile with the data connection. In other countries, you can access the forms or things like, easily, all right? Flexibility. Our PCC 2.0 is the plan. We work with Microsoft, so we actually come up with a plan. It's a subscription plan in the monthly basis or in the yearly basis. So it's all subscription. You want to increase users, you want to decrease the users, you can be anytime. Flexibility. So this is really give you some of the cost ownership. That you can tell your management about that. Collaboration. Yeah. We're not talking about collaboration today, not about internal. We talk about external also. That's why with our solutions, we can easily work with your customers. Just like I mentioned just now, if you, let's say you have a contract need, a customer need to make approval, you don't need to actually email to them and then ask them to just find the paper and chop sign. You can just try to tell the customer, I have been submitting the contract. You might receiving email, just access by using your email account, and you can just validate with your signature and you are done. So this is where we are trying to working right now. So with all these things, we have a tracking when the people have been submit until when the customer has been approved. So when it comes to audit time, you can just tell the customer, this is an audit trial, and you meet all the compliance. So you simplify your task. Of course, the most important thing is always up to date. We keep on building more and more. Today, Microsoft introduced the Power Platform with the latest of BI component and stuff like that. So for those customers who actually sign up the PCC 2.0, they always trying to enjoy the latest of the tools and upgrade that we have. But of course, we will be ongoing. We will share it with the customers what they are enjoying right now. There's any new features and stuff like that. So this is actually what PCC 2.0 can actually be helping you from here. All right. So I'm coming to the Q&A time. All right. Probably that if you have any questions, you may try to provide in the Q&A before I move to the seminar in the next topic. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so just now we talked about the digital approval that when the user submitted their forms, right? So as you mentioned that we can only how to say approve it via our email, but because Team is so powerful, can we do the approval in the Teams as well?
Yeah, of course. Samuel, I think you highlighted one key point here. I forgot to highlight that. For informations, all the approval, for example, you have a claims, need the what they call the management to make approval. For example, if they're submitting, Samuel is myself under software and cloud team. Samuel submit a claim to me. So today, if I'm in a KL or maybe I'm in overseas, I can just launch the Microsoft Teams, or I can, from my email itself, I can easily just have a 2 button with me. I no need to really physically go into the portal, looking at the form. Of course, from the email, I already have a summary. So I can just click a 2 button, whether approve or reject through Microsoft Teams and, the things easily. So this is actually one of the thing is you make the management who make the approval life much more easy and efficiency. With all the content has been displayed, even the document attachment has been displayed in the email and the Microsoft Teams itself. That's why the people no need to purposely going to open the laptops, find those documents and read through all the things, because all the information has been displayed directly from your email itself. And the email itself, we call it directly by using email approval or by using Microsoft Teams approval. So we can done something like that. Right? Okay. I think let's move on to the next agenda, all right? Which is Samuel going to share with you about.
Actually, there's another question posed by our attendees that they ask if any documents approval available in audit track. Are they able to be like viewing back the history of the approval or anything?
From all the documents that the history, we do come across the version history, which means trying to say that if one of the documents, say for example, I have a sales contract, I'm already draft the sales contract, then I will email to my, I will be send the approval to my customers. Customer doesn't mean that he need to be approved. He may have some comment to feedback. So he can use the same document to feedback on top. But don't worry about the file will be keep on overwriting. When it's what they call the sales contract has been actually revised by customer, I will receive, this is a revision version. I'm able to track what are the changes that has been done by the customers. Then of course I can actually amend directly on top. I say customer, okay, fine, I receive your feedback. I have all these things. So I will be sent back to the customers. Automatic, the backend engine will notify customers, Darren have been make a changes. Then Darren found, if customer found that this document looks good, he just click a button. And today technology, if your mobile is a touch screen, and also if your laptop is touch screen, very simple. You just use your hand, sign. Then submit. The signature will be captured. Then automatic, I will receive. Customer has been acknowledged back already. So we did all from the first time I'm submitting until the end, they have keep track all the history from that. You're able to track back the first original with the end, what is the final version. So this is actually the good thing of, with powered by the Microsoft 365, with our app has been built, we're able to do all this kind of.
Yeah, so which means everything that we done on the document will be have a history, and then we are able to view back even the approval, right?
Yes, right. And the good thing here is all the audit trial is there. So if let's say one day you come to internal audit, I want to know this sales contract when it was done and all these things, we can show them this is how the things look like. It's all digital based, all right? Yeah. Okay. So let me, if no, then I will move on to Samuel. Samuel, I will pass the mic to you to talk about that.
Yeah. Hey, so good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this webinar. So my name is Samuel Tan. I'm actually Cloud Solution Architect from Pentech. So, okay, today we are going to talk about, how this Microsoft EMS products can help you to secure your user workspace and also to help you to secure your data that you store on cloud, okay, on Office 365 or even on your user PC, laptop, or their mobile devices, okay? So during this pandemic, right, we face increasingly a lot of challenges that keeping user productivity while protecting the company information, because nowadays people are working from home, they are free to use their own devices to carry out their works, to copy their works file, to send it with their customer, to do the editing and so much more. Okay, So in another way, simply said, you have sensitive data that you need to protect in your organizations, okay? But you, in another way that, you let your user to use your file freely. So that's why to overcome all these, conflicts of this, security and also flexibility, right? So Microsoft have come up with something called, enterprise mobility plus security. Okay, so by statistically, you can see that the data protections realities is that, more than 87 of our senior managers, they admit to regularly upload their Word file to a personal email or cloud account so that they can carry their works easily, because they are so used to their own personal email or cloud account that they can get it or sign up for one that is free, like Google Mail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, that any mail that is free in this world that they can easily register. So this might be leads to a data loss, where when your data is uploaded to those personal email, right, your admin has no right to control those files anymore. Okay, so moving on, the statistic also said that 58% of users have accidentally sent some sensitive information to the wrong person. So in this email, let's say, Outlook, right? When you want to send to someone the name that starts with S, like Samuel, right? When you click S, they will show you a lot of different, person that start with F. Okay, so when you click Sam, so there might come out also a lot of result from Sam. Okay, but when you want to send to Samuel@Pentech, but I send it to Samuel@domaina.com. Okay, so this might lead to something we call it inappropriate sending. So I wanted to send to Pentech Samuel, but I send it to other Samuel. Okay, so this is very, very common, but sometimes if you are sending a very sensitive information, like maybe their payslips or your company, your company policy, the new policy that might help you to boom your business. When you leak it out to external, right, it might become or cause some impact to your business or to your integrity of your data. Okay, so another thing is that when you are focused on the data leak prevention for personal devices, okay, but sometimes people will the issue on corporate owned device where the risks are the same. So which means that there are a lot of different MDM solutions, like mobile device management solutions, that they will keep on focusing you on hey, you should protect your your employees' personal devices, but they will sometimes they might tell you that you can not so prioritize on those company-owned device, because company-owned device will only stay in your premises. But nowadays, because quite a lot of companies are trying to opt into laptop versus mobility, that the user might bring back their company-owned device to home and carry out their works. And when they bring up to homes, they lost all those internet those internet protections like firewall or any anti-spam compliances that you put on top of your server rack or anything that on your premises. But when they bring from home, they will connect to a consumer line, and then they will lose all the protection. So you must also focus on your corporate owned device to prevent data leak as well. Okay, so to overcome all this, right, here comes the Microsoft 365 Enterprise Mobility and Security. Okay, with these solutions, they will help you to protect and secure your organizations and empower your employee to work in a new and flexible way. So by saying new and flexible way is that people right now I can carry on my works anytime, anywhere I like. Okay, I can bring my laptops, I can go to a cafe, I can go to my friend's house and start working. Yeah, anything is possible right now. Okay, because we are allowed to work from home and work remotely. So these EMS solutions, they will help you to focus into 4 pillars. Okay, the first thing that they will focus is that they will help you to do this identity and access management. So this identity and access management is more towards keeping your user identity safe. Like if let's say even their password has been exposed to external, they still have to use multi-factor authenticator to prove that the identity that log into the system is the real identity. It's not others people attacker that I know your password, I log in, I sabotage your data. Okay, so not only that, they will help you to do some access management, like mobile device management, MAM. Okay, so by using this Microsoft Intune and Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager, right, you can do something like manage your user devices even with their laptop, desktop, iPhone, Android phone, or any devices that is available in this world. Okay, they will help you to manage, and then you can set some policy to them. Oh, if let's say your handphone is owned by your personally, okay, but my company said that, oh, you cannot sign into my Microsoft 365 environment if your device is not secure with a PIN, or your device is not encrypted. Okay, you can do that to protect your company data. Okay. Then the next thing is information protections. So this information protections is more like a DLP, real DLP for your files and for your folders. Okay. With this Azure information protections, right, you can do something like, I need to encrypt this file, and with the encryption itself, it tied with the permissions that your IT or the sender or the owner of this document, okay, I can set like, okay, this file can only be viewed by Darren. Okay, so when I send it to Darren, Darren can open it, and then he has to log in with his account, and then all the content will show to him. But when I send it to other people, right, the other people, even they got your physical files, or they got your copy of the files in their PC or laptops or their handphone, right, they open, and then they will tell them, hey, you are not Darren, so you cannot see the content of this file. So with this, you can do something like information protections to protect your file, and also to help you protect your file even when your users send the files to inappropriate receiver. Okay. So moving forward is the threat protections. So this threat protection is like something like how to say, security and anti-malware solutions that they put on top of your email, OneDrive, and also SharePoint, which is bundled in this Office 365 services. Okay, so with this Azure Advanced Threat Protections, right, when your email receives something that contain malware, okay, they will tell you, hey, this file is actually contain malware, and then they will quarantine it, and then they will send an email to your admin. So telling the admin, hey, why is this user always keep on receiving all these ransomware, or keep on receiving this malware? So you can do some changes like educate your user, like, hey, next time if you see all this email, then you should know what to do and what not to do. Okay. So the last thing is cloud security, that they will leverage on this Microsoft Cloud App Security services, that it will leverage with the information protections features to tell you that if let's say the file is already encrypted and send it to someone, right? So you can use this cloud security, the Microsoft Cloud App Security services to do something like, hey, I want to know this document has been read by who, when is it accessed by, is it shared with some inappropriate user that when they send it to external, when people click on it, then they tell them, hey, you do not have permissions, everything will be locked there. Even the files like sent through what email, sent to who, what OS devices that they use, like maybe Windows, iOS, Android, or from what IP they are in, and even they will know your locations. Like they will tell you, oh, you are in Malaysia, okay, or you are in maybe others country, they will let you know. So if let's say you can go inside and see, hey, why is this user so abnormal that from this minute they are in Malaysia, but from the next minute they are in maybe UK or US. So you can do something like, hey, I think this user is getting breached. Okay, so you can do some parameters to prevent the data leaking, like change their password or disable their sign in. Okay. So I'll be focusing more on to the Microsoft 365 EMS for this information protections. So this information protection is something that the admin can create, like a labeling. So a label will follow the encryptions that what has been set by the admin, and when you apply it to a file, the protections will follow the file always. Even when you make a copy of the file, the encryptions will be copied also. So it will work with Office 365, Windows Server, and any third-party applications. Okay, and also the encryptions is built on modern encryptions, and the authentications is up-to-date standard. Okay, as you can see from the photo, we can do the encryptions in our email. So I can encrypt my email or I can encrypt my, document, like, maybe PowerPoint, Excel, Words, as long as your Office is newer than Office 2013. Okay. So I will quickly carry on a quick demo on how these informations protections will help you to secure your data. Okay, so for admin, it's very easy for you to do. So you just have to log into your Office 365 Microsoft 365 security panel. Okay, then you can see navigate to these classifications. Okay, then go to sensitivity label. Then I can start and create all the labels that I wanted to have. So these are a few, labels that I have created earlier. So you can see right now, I click on this layer legal. Okay, so after it loads and loads, then I can see for this legal, what I have said is that, I will do an encryptions on my files and on my email, and they will have some, extra features like content marking. Okay, so content marking is something like, you want to put a watermark. If let's say the document or the email is applied with this legal label, then automatically the watermark with the content confidential will be put on top of that document. Okay, and there will be a header added into the files or into the any documents like this is a highly classified legal document, do not forward. So after this, okay, you can see when I apply it and I'm the user, when I do this, I'm editing my Word file, right? And I see, I say, okay, this file is actually, I wanted to classify it as a legal files. Okay, so if let's say I confirm all this is a legal file, then I just go to the top there. Okay, move to the center. You can see here the sensitivity, icon. Click on it. Okay, then they will have to, for you to choose, okay, let's say I choose legal, you have to wait for it to load for a while because they have to talk to the server. And then you can see this is highly classified legal document. Please do not forward. As you can see, there's some, confidential, watermark at the behind of the file. Okay. And then not only it works on those, Word file, Excel file or PowerPoint. As you can see, I can even label my, email to this, to this, I'm label AIP. So you can see here, I tried to send something important, okay, that is already labeled and encrypted to say that it's only available internally in Pentech, but I send it to my own, Gmail account. Okay. So as you can see, when I do this, right, so it will apply the header. This is highly, classified legal document, do not forward. But because, in Outlook, we don't have this watermark, so they won't put any watermark or they don't apply it to the email content. So when I receive it in my Gmail, the email can still be sent out, but when I receive it, then they will tell you, hey, someone has sent you a protected message. So you have to click on this button to read your message. And when you click on it, they will bring you to a new web page, and then they will start to talk to the Office 365 AIP key vault, okay, to get your permission. And because of the file is set to only Pentech internally can see, when I send it to Google, it's actually they will take it as external party, and they do not allow you to see the content of itself. So this is how you can protect your information from leaking by accidentally sending to the appropriate user or intentionally sabotaging your data. So you can use this to prevent all those data leaks. Okay, so there goes my demo. So let me go back to my slide. Okay, so moving forward, I will be talking about more on MDM and MAM solutions. Okay, so mobility is the new normal, as same the statistics say that 52% of information workers across 17 countries reported using 3 or more devices for work, which means they use their handphone, their own laptops, or their company laptops, provided laptop, or their tablet to move to carry out their works, to carry out their daily tasks. Okay, so and also 90% of enterprise will have 2 or more mobile operating system that they allow their user to use. So some of the large enterprise, right, they will provide their user with iPhone, okay, or even some of the employee will be provided with Android devices. And then with all this, right, you can do something we call it MAM or MDM to help you to protect your data or to secure your user devices. Okay, So it's another thing is like, more than 80% of employees admit to using non-approved software as a service applications in their job. So this non-approved software as a service is like, maybe they are using their own, they sign up something like an, private cloud that from any other, cloud, provider that they do not have all that, compliances certificate like ISO, GDPR, those compliances, right? And then they upload their file to that, then when people or when the auditor come and then they audit you, right, you might get they will tell you that okay, your audit might fail because your user did not follow the rules of how to say set by the GDPR or the ISO. Okay, so by using this MAM, right, you can eliminate all these issues. Okay, so with this mobile device and app management, right, is in short, there's a name for it. We call it Microsoft Intune. So you can do something like IT can set and manage the policy, okay, on how data is shared with managed and non-managed apps. So IT can choose, okay, I wanted to manage my applications like Outlook, OneDrive, or any of the work data, okay, any of the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that all these files that are open in these managed apps cannot be shared to WhatsApp, Facebook, or their Facebook Messenger. You can do that as well. Okay, so there will be only one console to manage all type of devices like iOS, Android, even your MacBooks, iPad, and also your PC and laptops. Okay, so let me share with you one case study that we have done to one of our customers. Okay. So actually, one of our customers, their business nature is that they are one accounting firms. Okay, they manage and help their clients to do their payroll and also to do their transactions, and then they help their clients to make huge amount of payment to their client customer. Okay, so the challenges is that each transactions received is very important and confidential, and because everyone in their organizations can carry out this payment via bank, and then they are able to save those files. Okay, but all these files and accounting ledger is highly confidential. Okay, and then the company must make sure that all the files, the receipts that are stored in cloud and also stored on their phones or on their PC is secure, and they can even copy and send it out to those people or to those their competitors or to their clients' competitor. So they have to secure their workspace. So in order to overcome all these issues, right, what we did is that we help our customer enroll into this Microsoft Intune. Okay, so this is what will happen when the apps or when the devices is not enrolled to this Intune. Okay, you can see here in their work applications, you got your corporate data, like maybe your agreements, okay, your legal documents, or your PO, your SO, your DO, or anything, right? And also they got their personal data, like or maybe they do their own notes or something like that, right? As you can see, there is no protections over here, and there is no protections on their devices, as your user are free to share this file, corporate or personal, with others apps like Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and also they can store it to their device storage and connect USB to their own PC and copy your file. And then they can share it, to anyone they like. By IT not knowing that. Okay. So what we did is that after we enroll this Intune, we can set some policy to say that, hey, any data that is, downloading from our, Office 365, your OneDrive, your SharePoint should be labeled as corporate data, and it will log. Okay, by this log and encryptions, right, the user are not able to share it to other apps, and they are not able to save it to their device, storage. Is as it means that corporate data stay on corporate an encryptions area. There will be a zone where all the corporate data will be in that zone itself, and then is isolated from others apps. Okay, but you still can, you still can share your file between your corporate owned apps. Okay, so this is the comparison of it. So one is unsecure, another one is secure. Okay, so this is how you can secure your files, not only from encrypting your file, but also to protect your files from your user endpoint that don't allow them to share it with external or save it to other inappropriate services, right? Okay, so not only that you can do all these things, but you can also protecting your company data at the app level. So it means that, okay, if that devices is not owned by the company, I cannot do MDM. Okay, because when I do MDM, I can see anything inside of your devices. But because the devices is purchased and and you practice BYOD, bring your own device, right? So you can do only. I wanted to only protect your apps, but I don't care with others of your your personal things. Okay, so you can do the policy apply only in a work context. So they will open up another context or maybe how to say profile for works, and then you also can control the sharing of data between apps. Okay, you prevent them from saving of company apps data to personal storage locations. And you can support Office mobile applications on Android, iOS, or iPad OS as well. Okay, so you can achieve more with this Microsoft Intune and this EMS, but because of the time, I have no limited time, so I can only share with you some of those, what we think that is important, and you can, start with to adapt into this, endpoint security, services. Okay, so not only say that, by doing all this, your data is safe, but you will have to do backup as well. So today, Veeam, they also came out with something called Veeam for Microsoft 365 backup, that they will help you to backup everything that, store on your Office 365. Is it even, they can also help you to, backup your email. You can also restore quickly, backup, your OneDrive, your SharePoint, your Teams, everything to any locations you like, including, on premises, a hyperscale cloud, or a service provider. Okay. Yeah. So I think, Darren, you have to share something on this slide. Yeah.
Okay. So this is actually come to the final slide. So I think, thanks, Samuel, for the EMS sharing. EMS is actually one of very important tools right now, that to protect your document data, because I'm sure that this has happened to most of the IT industry. And come across that, a lot of people say, oh, I want to deploy this kind of solution, it will be take me a month, then I have to spend a lot of money. No, today, all the MBMS, what they call the deployments or by subscription model.
Yeah.
So it's not something that only bank can be applied. A normal industry, we have a customer with 20 users, they also applying that. So it's not something which is, it's an enterprise product, but it applies to all the industry right now. And it's all the subscription model. Yeah. It's not something that we have to really plan and have to be take down to the months to deploy right now.
Yeah,
right?
Because right now, everything, right, in this EMS, right, even the MDM, the policy can be done and set up by the IT by just logging into the portal from their webs. And then after they set up everything, they just tell the user, hey, you have to use your account to log into that particular apps. Like, they will have one app called company portal. After they sign in, everything, the policy that, the IT have been sent on top of this portal will apply to, your user as well. Yeah.
So, but of course, EMS is provide data leak protection. That's what I want to highlight here is backup. Now, user always can make a mistake when it comes to deleting the files. Of course, they are actually accidentally deleting the file without your awareness. And after 1 month later on, they will come to the IT, or anybody saying that, oh, I'm deleting the file. Can you restore back? So this is actually something that is a must right now. Backup, whether we have an EMS, we have a versioning control, but a backup is a must to provide to make sure that the data is always secure. So Veeam come together with the Microsoft 365 backup. You can actually back up all the contents of the users, including OneDrive, emails, and everything into the centralized storage. All right. And again, like M365, they have a single console for you to manage all the policies, emails and stuff like that. Veeam, same thing. In Pentech, we have an infrastructure for you to back up your Microsoft 365 data, whether it's to the cloud or locally. So you can always, if you come across that you're already using the M365, if you come across you are looking at a backup solution, in terms of sometimes customers are looking at 3 months or 6 months or 1 year of the backup of your contents to meet the compliances. Sometimes the data might be deleted or maybe sabotaged by any,
bad apple.
Correct. So, in some cases, this thing might be happen. So when this thing happen, it's too late. Somebody already deleted your data. But how are you going to recall back? This is actually come to a very important point from here. So we do have an infrastructure able to provide you the backup on the Teams, OneDrive, email. to any storage that you prefer. Just let us know, where you want to back up to. Not only that, I want to highlight one more here is actually we do provide cloud and backups our solutions. In Pentech, we're working with the Veeam closely. Today, we are a Cloud Connect partner. We also a DR partner. We have our infrastructure on the cloud. We're able to help you to back up your on-premises VM to the cloud, and we're able to help you to restore in the cloud when it comes to disaster recovery. We come across, we have one customers, they come across, they affected by ransomware in during pandemic time. So with that, all the server has been encrypted, but the good thing here is they do back up to the cloud. So with that, we actually tell the customers, of course, there are some RPO and LTO times required. We tell customers, give me 4 hours. I'm able to turn all the VM, they are close to 6 to 7 VM, including their ERP, all to the cloud. And 4 hours, business back to normal and continue running. This is where we call it disaster commissioning. So in the cloud itself, we are running for around close to 7 days. And after that, on-prem, we help customers to touch up everything, reformat and the whole thing set back. We don't need to even contact those ransomware hackers, pay for the money. I already have a backup, but of course, the data depends on what is the latest versions. So we're able to, after they are done the local, we're actually helping the customer restore back to locally, and now they're back to normal. But the backup is still continue back up to the cloud. So this is actually one of the things we actually work with principal very closely. That's why today we recognize us as actually the Go partner and the cloud partners. We're actually helping a lot of customers, even government manufacturing customers, to do all the backup solution to the cloud. So that's why this is where the things coming in. All right. So this is come to the end of our presentation. So there's the main 3 things over here, like PCC 2.0, EMS, and the Veeam. All right. Do contact us if you have any question from here. All right. So let's move on. Oh, we have another Q&A section. All right. So do provide your questions on the Q&A box. Our panelists or we will help you to answer from here.
Yes, I saw there is one question. Okay, they ask, not related to this EMS, but related to the PCC. They ask if, let's say, the forms or the apps are running on mobile. Okay, can they capture the image directly using their phone camera?
Yes, of course. You have to know that the app that we built, there's an app called Power App that running on mobile phone, no matter what type of mobile phone that you have, even Android. So in fact, like for example, I'm submitting the claim. So, or even sometimes I'm going to start. We have one of the very famous tools called System Preventive Maintenance. So we have a customer, it's actually, they have a lot of sites. So what they do, the engineer is actually using, we don't care what is the mobile phone they're using. But the good thing here is by using Microsoft EMS, as just Samuel was sharing, we actually protect their mobile phone because all this app that we built is only within the app itself. The data cannot leak. So when they go to the site, the app that we built, they can easily take the photo directly from our app itself. Just like I'm sure some of you are doing shopping online, sometimes the Shopee and all these things. Our app can easily snapshot the actual photo from the site, and you can just attach it easily and they just send it out. So this is what we can actually done by using the mobile phone. So you no need to worry about you need to do scanning and all these things. It's all fully integrated with the mobile phone.
Yeah, and another interesting question is that they ask, can I use Microsoft EMS to protect the local file? Those are not stored in SharePoint or OneDrive. Yes, you can do that as well. As you can there are quite a lot of files that you can encrypt, and then there's a long list that like for those normal picture file format, your Office file format, or sometimes even the Adobe drawing format, and also Adobe PDF can be encrypted as well. But you can, for the files that you store locally on your PC, right? You can encrypt it by using label, or you can put it with your own customized permissions. But you will have to install a very little tools, small tools that only they call Azure Information Protection tools. So after that, you can right click on the file and do classify and protect. Yeah. So once you do the classify and protect, all the permissions will follow the files, and then you can easily secure it. And then if let's say you use the classify and protect features on your desktop, right? You can apply the permissions to the whole organizations by just putting their domain name. Yeah, like maybe, I want to share it with, abc.com. I can just put abc.com into the permissions box. Then they can share it with everyone in the abc.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah, and then another one is like, they ask, can I use Veeam to backup Microsoft 365 data to local storage?
Yep, you can actually do that. In fact, Veeam, of course, when we can back up cloud to local storage. Okay, we can back up the cloud, the cloud contents into the cloud storage. All right. So the storage is actually up to you to define. All right. So our Veeam Cloud Connect solution is actually is a software as a services by itself, and you can define your storage as you like. Locally or cloud is fine.
Yeah, and also the Veeam backup, they are asking how long can they keep for the backup for?
Okay, in fact, actually, it depends on your retention that you set. Of course, you can back up your contents, your Microsoft 365 emails, OneDrive, in daily basis. Now, the retention policy is you define the Veeam itself. All right. Of course, if you're going to subscribe the cloud storage as a cold storage, then you can pay as you go, which means you can starting with 1 gig, then following by 2 gig, 3 gig, because you don't purchase a storage as one lump sum. You just need to purchase the storage as you go. When you want to store the data into the cloud storage. Of course, if you're going to store in the content, that will depends on your local storage size. Any more questions?
Okay, yeah. Another one is like, if let's say they are using Veeam backup, can they use to restore those data that they specific the time range, like I wanted to backup only those files from January to March, or from February to March.
That is actually, you can actually restore the content by item level. There's no problem. All right. Now, regarding about the duration, it depends on the retention policy. So, for example, like we have one customer, they say, I want to back up for 6 months. I say, okay, this 6 months, how you want to do the backup? I want to back up daily, because in any time I want to actually restore the content on that particular 3 months before on that particular day. So that can be always set in the retention policy. It depends on how long you want to be set. So the retention that you set is always depends on how you're going to be restored. Say, for example, if you do it daily, then you can specify the time frame. If you're going to do it hourly, then you can specify by hourly. So it depends on the retention that you set. But that can be achievable by setting up the backup retention policy. All right. Time frame, there is always no problem. Like we have one customer is they want to restore one of the user mailbox because this user has been resigned, but he want to restore the mailbox for last 1 month. Only last one month from first day until 31st. I say no problem, because we have a daily backup. I can capture the whole thing and I can restore as a shared mailbox. Then I can assign the owner to access it. We have no problem for that.
Yeah. Okay. So there are some questions that we might able to reply and answer you privately. Okay, so right now I don't think we have any.
Okay, if you don't have any question, but again, basically, thank you very much. You may reach us, by contact us. I have 3 contacts at the bottom, and of course, you can email to us at sales@pentechsolution.com.my. And of course, we do have a feedback form later on. I will pass back to the Amrita. I'll pass back to you.
Thank you, Darren and Samuel, for this interesting session today. I hope this has benefited the audiences. Dear participants, if you have any questions or suggestions, please do get back to us. You can send us emails on this particular ID that has just been flashed on the screen. We are all ears on this ID. Please do let us know your suggestions. We also request everyone to kindly fill in the survey form. The link for the same has been provided at the chat section. As announced earlier, we also have the early bird food vouchers up for grab for the ones filling the feedback form as a thank you token. And once again, I would like to thank everyone for being such a wonderful audience. We urge all of you to kindly submit your feedback. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. We would like to end the session for today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Yeah, stay safe.